Spell your last name for me.
Elmore.
Great. Roy, tell me when and where you served.
Served in the Army. I joined right out of high school when I turned 18. Small town down south of here. A couple counties. The recruiter got 7 of us in the same town to go in at the same time. So that's where I started my military career in the National Guard. And then after 7 years, I went in the Army, active Army. We had a recession during the time, so I decided to go in. And I went over to Korea for a year. I went to Desert Shield, Desert Storm, fought in combat, door gunner on a Chinook. After that, came back, went to Fort Carson, Colorado, and spent 4.5 years there. Then we got out of the Army, came back to Indiana, and I went right back in the National Guard, and I retired in June of 2001.
What was your transition back like? Was it
Well,
challenging?
yes,
or
it was. Especially the active duty part, because my wife, she raised the kids. She didn't have to work, so she was a housewife, two younger children at the time. And plus I was overseas twice, out in the field a lot. So it was hard on my wife. It was hard on me. She always says she could handle it, but I know it's rough.
Talk about your struggles before you came to HVAC. What was your situation like?
Oh,
Were you homeless?
I was homeless, literally under a bridge last May for about a week and a half. I had to get out of a situation that was pretty bad. It was causing me to relapse, and I just decided at that moment I needed to get help. And I had been to HVAC before, the year before, and trying to get help, and was in the REST program for 6 months.
And how was the REST program? Did you grow, and were you able to face recovery in a good way? But then you did have your period of relapse, correct?
Yes. I really use every aspect of every relapse in every place I've been, and the REST program is a very structured environment. So it's daily classes, daily meetings, going to meetings, meetings in-house. It kind of brings you back to the boot camp days and discipline
And you
yourself.
graduated from the REST program. And then when you left the REST program, what kind of struggles did you face? Was it alcohol?
Alcohol and drugs, yeah. Well, while I was in REST program, I lost my sister, and that was really hard. Plus, I was going through a divorce. So, it's
downs.
it's downs,
So talk about your ups at Manchester. How long have you been at Manchester, and what are some of the victories that you've accomplished here in the past couple weeks?
I got here May 29th of last year. I got a hold of HVAC while I was living under a bridge, and they came to my rescue and gave me a call. I was in here within 2 days.
What bridge were you living under?
16th Street under Aqueduct.
Okay. And did you have just the clothes on your back, or?
A bag, a bike, and what I was wearing.
Great. I mean, not great, but
Yeah.
good that you're here. Tell me about your job. When did you get employment?
Well, I started through, I had started the CWT program last spring. Before I was under a bridge, actually I had already started the orientation parts, financial class with David Ramsey course, and went through all that, and then I got hired on, well, not really hired on, it's a compensated work therapy program was what it is at the VA hospital.
So what exactly are you doing?
Well, 32 hours a week. I went in with engineering. There's so many different departments CWTs go into, and I decided I want to be outside. It was spring, summer, so I did a lot of outside work, picking up the trash.
So when did you start working there?
Last July.
Last July, you said that. Picking up trash.
Painting the parking lot, symbols and lines. We did a lot of that. I was part of that paint team because I had prior paint experience. And then as time grew on, I knew I was going to be coming up to my 6-month period because that's only a 6-month program. And housekeeping, EMS, environmental services at the VA hospital had openings because of the Goodwill's contract had expired and they didn't renew. So they wanted to hire housekeepers that are veterans. So I applied, got interviewed, and got the job. I started in November in housekeeping. So
Good.
it's
November
been
this
a
past year.
great, it's been really good. I mean, it's a really good job. It's a well paid job, but you know, way above and beyond other housekeeping jobs at other facilities, because this is a government, you know, it's a federal government agency. So
And are you ready for the next step for permanent housing?
I'm anxious and excited at the same time, because you know, it is, being at Manchester is like any place else when you're in therapy, because you have case managers here. They help you out. They provide you an apartment, provide you with food, clothes, bedding, everything you need, and so it helps. But then when I go out on my own, it's like an umbilical cord being cut off, you know. So I'm kind of anxious, because I'm kind of scary. It's kind of scary too. And right now I'm in the process of apartment hunting.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So I've been turned down twice, but that was because of financial. You know, I didn't make
Sure,
enough
yeah.
to pay the rent, and then another place was a senior citizen apartment. I am that old, yes. So, but they said I made too much.
When do you think your time frame will be? Is just finding the right spot and getting qualified?
Well, the deadline for me leaving here is March 18th.
Okay.
But I've been looking, you know, several times, been to several different places around town. It's just, I want to get fairly close to the VA hospital, fairly closer to
Sure.
the VA hospital, yeah. Within walking distance would be great.